Hey y'all, IRIX guy here, and it's that time of year again where everybody's like, man, I need to lose weight, or man, I need to go to the gym, or man, I need to change my diet. You know, I'm fat. You know, what do I do? So within this video, I'm not going to provide you the salesy, oh, you need to join this gym, or you need to drink this energy drink, or you need to eat this type of special food, or you know, you need to start this meal plan. I'm just going to tell you what works. And again, I'm not a doctor, I'm not a dietitian. I'm providing this video for entertainment purposes only, but for me, it's provided value. Now for starters, what I'll say, and I'm looking around because I'm in bear country, and those bears are hungry, and I got some of these, and got some little snack things in my pocket. And what you may not know is that bears, they're not just attracted to meats, they're attracted to toothpaste, chewing gum, deodorant, and all kinds of stuff. So always got to be bear aware. I know how to handle bears, so not too concerned, but I wanted to point that out if you see me looking around. So one thing that I do, and this is where it's different, you know, I'm not, again, not trying to sell you any sort of product or service. What I do that's different is I say, okay, look, you know, I could be less fat. I don't say that I'm going to go out and lose weight. Where a lot of people fail, they say, oh man, I'm going to go lose weight. You know, it's not necessarily, that's not necessarily the best way to motivate oneself. What I do is say, well, you know, I'm fat, but if I didn't do this, if I didn't do that, if I didn't do that, then I would be fatter. So I'm going to make myself less fat. So looking at it from the perspective of, okay, I'm not going to go out and lose weight because that sounds boring. That sounds like a task that does not create pleasure. But if I say, you know what, I'm going to make myself less fat, then that says, okay, you know, I'm not going to go out and break my back. I'm not going to go out and wear myself out, but I am going to take steps proactively to become less fat. And I feel that I've done that. I mean, I've still got, you know, I got a gut, but what I do, I monitor what I like to do is maintain. I don't want to get too thin, because there's a lot of people that get obsessed with these diets that may be unsafe. They get obsessed with these energy drinks that may be unsafe. They get obsessed with certain cardio routines that may be too intense and may be unsafe. But what I do is look at, you know, I look at things that I can use as a baseline. So for example, my pants. You know, what size waist do I have? Is my waist size increasing? Is my waist size decreasing? You know, that's a firm indicator that what I'm doing is working or it's not working. But what I do is say, okay, you know, I'm not too big and I'm not too heavy, so what do I need to do to maintain? So I use that waist size as a constant reminder that, hey dude, you know, you're eating too much. You know, hey dude, you're not eating enough, which that hasn't been a problem for me. But if I notice the waist fluctuation, then that's my reminder to say, okay, you know, these pants, these jeans are getting a little bit tight. So what do I need to do? Well, I need to do this step, and that step. And that's what we're going to talk about, are the steps that I take. And again, I'm not a fitness model, and you know, and I'm not trying to say I'm going to become, you know, like super duper ripped and this that. Now I do want to become ripped, and we'll talk about that in a little bit. But you know, it's the mental challenges that cause a lot of people to fail. And I think in January 2019, and again, this video is for entertainment purposes only, it's what works for me. It may not work for you, and I'm not saying that it will or it won't. Again, I'm not a doctor, I'm not a dietitian. This is for entertainment purposes only. But what I do is I constantly monitor the pants, and if they start getting tight, you know, then maybe I've been eating, say for example, a typical week, maybe I'll eat fried chicken one day, I'll eat, for dinner one night, I'll have some ice cream or a cobbler for dessert. And then I'll have not just a steak, but I may choose to cover my grilled steak with cheese. Grilled foods are typically good, but when you add on cheeses and sauces and that sort of stuff, they can become more fattening. So if I notice that my pants are starting to get a little bit tight, then what I'll do is I'll say, okay, next week, no cheese on the steak, or you know, next week, no ice cream. You know, I don't need, sweets will really get you. You know, you can cut that stuff out. Or, you know, maybe, well, I drank 2 cans of my favorite 12-ounce soda that day. Well, maybe I don't need to have those 2 12-ounce servings. Maybe I drank 6 ounces of that favorite soda for breakfast and 6 ounces of that favorite soda for dinner. Or you know what? Forget about that. That's got all that garbage in it that's really bad for you. Why don't I just do sweet tea? Okay, sweet tea's still got sugar. It's still probably not the healthiest thing in the world, but you know, tea is, without the sugar and stuff, is typically good for a lot of people. I think it's got antioxidants or whatever in it. So I may say, okay, you know, these pants are getting a little bit tighter, so I'm either gonna, you know, control the soda consumption, or I'm gonna switch from soda to sweet tea. And if it's really bad, where they really start getting tight, then what I'll do is say, okay, this is my fasting period. So next week, there's gonna be no soda, but I've still gotta have the caffeine. So what I'll do is do unsweet tea. So I've still got the energy boost that I get from from caffeine from a soda or tea, but I don't have the sugar in there. Now, sure, it's not going to be as enjoyable, you know, when I drink something that's not sweet along with my steak or my fried chicken. It's not going to be as pleasant of an experience, but I should start to notice that, you know, my pants are becoming less tight. And then once they become significantly less tight, then I know, okay, you know, I fasted for a few days, and you know, I'm maintaining now. If I want to get some ice cream, or you know, maybe I want to put that cheese back on my steak, or you know, maybe I want a dipping sauce for my grilled cheese sandwich, maybe I can add those luxuries. But it's all about constantly monitoring. And see, that's where my strategy is different than a lot of diets, or diets or workout routines or whatever, is because that's how I do it. Now, obviously, it's worth mentioning that on a typical weekend, I'm gonna hike in the wilderness, and that's what I'm doing now. I'm in Appalachia. That's why I'm looking around for those bears. But typical weekend, I'm gonna hike probably 15 to 25 miles. So that's great exercise, you know, great cardio. Typical week, I'm gonna hit the gym 7 days a week. So it's not just doing what I just mentioned, but it's, you know, it's proactively adhering to cardio routines, proactively adhering to strength training. And even if you don't, and I don't care to get big, I do want to get ripped again and get 6-pack of abs back, but it's, the strength training is not just to get big or to get muscular. What strength training does, and it was a celebrity that told me this, and they just said basically that, you know, when you're doing that strength training, it's not just getting bigger, but, you know, when you're resting, when you're healing or sleeping at night or whatever, that those muscles are healing, and the fact that those muscles are healing, that's burning fat, because it takes energy for those muscles to heal after those strength training routines. So just doing cardio alone is not enough, and I fell into that trap for a while. I would just do cardio. I'm like, man, I'm doing 45 minutes on treadmill every day, but I'm not really dropping weight, or I'm not really maintaining what's going on. And it was the fact that I'd failed to mix that strength training routine in there. So now I'm doing casual strength training with consistently strong cardio to maintain. Now, if I ate a boring diet, I could really get ripped. And that's, you know, that may be your objective. It's a lot of people's objective to really get ripped and, you know, and have that muscle man or muscle woman, whatever, look. But that's not my objective. You know, my objective, and I hope you have found this video to be entertaining. Again, I'm not a doctor. I'm not a dietitian. This is for entertainment purposes only. But, you know, it's something that's provided me with good quality of life, because, you know, I can eat what I want to eat and I don't have to worry about it. But if I notice that eating whatever I want to eat every day of the week is becoming a problem, and, you know, again, the reminder that it's becoming a problem is my pants. You know, if my pants are getting tighter, then I know, hey, you know, I've got to take those, you know, I got to cut. I got to cut out the soda. I got to cut out the sweet tea. I got to do just regular unsweet tea. I got to take the cheese off my steak. You know, just small things like that. Because if you consistently do cardio, if you consistently, you know, do strength training, and you eat somewhat, and I don't eat junk. I mean, I eat very flavorful foods. But if you try to grill instead of doing stuff in the skillet, you know, grilled foods are typically good. Grilled chicken is something I try to eat a lot of. Grilled steak, grilled burgers, anything. Healthy doesn't mean not flavorful. And a lot of people they fail on these diets when the new year rolls around. That's typically when everybody gets on, they're like, man, I'm gonna do this, and they join a gym, and they do this, that, and the other, and then a few weeks later, they're off the wagon again. But I feel that the reason people fall off the wagon like that is because they've got such a boring diet and just such a, I mean, it's like every day you wake up, it's like, man, I'm gonna have horrible food, and you know, I can't do this and I can't do that. Whereas if you do what you want to do, like I do, and just monitor the, you know, the pants, because if my waistline's not getting bigger, then I'm not getting fat. So it's not a matter of, hey, I'm gonna go out and lose weight. It's a matter of, hey, I'm gonna make myself less fat. And using that philosophy has greatly enhanced my quality of life, because now, you know, I can eat or drink whatever. You know, maybe I wanna drink some craft beer, some really flavorful craft beer. I can do it. But if I notice my pants start getting tighter, then the next week I'll say, well, you know, I can't do the craft beer. Something throughout every day, and this is something I'm adamant about. You know, I will have you know, worst case scenario, 2 12-ounce sodas a day. But I never drank soda throughout the day. I always drank water. Drinking plenty of water is important for me. And the reason I found it to be important is that it makes me feel full because I drink a lot of water. But also water doesn't have anything bad in it. I mean, as long as you're drinking properly sanitized water, you know, that's one of the best things. And it's just, you know, again, diets and weight loss and all of that, I just felt this was appropriate. You know, January of 2019, everybody's gonna be talking about it, and you're gonna see everybody, they're gonna be, you know, taking breaks and stuff in offices everywhere, and, you know, walking around, you know, trying to show off like they're actually trying to do something. And the reality is that I would say, just off the top of my head, probably 80% of people are gonna fail, and they're probably gonna fail miserably. But I will tell you this, I will maintain, and if I don't maintain, well, I mean, I will maintain, because I never let myself not. I have in the past. I did let myself get really fat, but then I said, okay, you know, what's the perfect waistline for my lifestyle? And I said, okay, it's you know, it's a whatever size, and currently it's a 36 in the United States in the waist, which, you know, optimally I would want to be a 34 in the waist, but 36 isn't that bad. It's kind of in the middle. It's like, you know, 34 is like borderline skinny when you're a taller dude, but 36 is kind of like, well, you know, I like to eat, I like to drink whatever, you know, I like to drink some good beer and stuff, but it's not fat. And you start hitting 38, then you start, oh man, that's getting in the fat zone. Then you hit 40, oh man, you're getting really fat. And this video is not intended to be politically correct, it's just real. So, you know, those are my thought processes, and this is the strategy that I would adhere to during January 2019 and beyond. So I hope you found this video to be entertaining. Like, subscribe, ring that bell icon to be notified whenever I post another video. And thanks for your viewership, and y'all have a good day. And good luck. Best of luck with your whatever goals you may have. Maybe you just want to maintain, maybe you want to lose weight, maybe you want to get ripped, maybe you want to start a modeling career. Who knows? Everybody's different. Y'all have a good day. Hey y'all, iRickSky here. Thanks again for your viewership. Be sure to subscribe to my channel if you haven't already, and ring that bell icon to be notified whenever I post another video. If you're looking for iRickSky's Adventure Channel merch, like this t-shirt and a lot of other cool stuff, expand this video's description. You can find it all there. Y'all have a good day.